Yes, my people. I know it's been a while, but yeah, I'm back. Been a bit busy with moving and just being lazy in general, to be honest with you. But I'm back, and this is going to be a bit of a controversial one. I don't want to shit on anyone's business, but yeah, prop firms, in my opinion, you lot have all been sold a dream about prop firms. I think they have a purpose, they serve a purpose, but they aren't what you necessarily think they are. So let's start off by talking about, okay, firstly, what is a prop firm? So a prop firm, proprietary firm, is a company that, in the retail sense of things, because it's institutional prop firms as well, in the retail sense of things, is you pay for a demo account, a challenge account, you pass you pass their evaluation. They set you a certain percentage target you have to make, etc., etc. You pass it, and then you now have quote unquote access to these funds, whether it's 10k, 50k, 100k, depending on the size of the challenge that you bought. So this sounds great. Now, oh, well done, you got access to 100k in capital. Cool. Now let's talk about, firstly, how these prop firms make money, or secondly, how these prop firms make money. So these guys don't make money from winning traders. So if you win your challenge and you're able to pass your account and then start trading live, most often with most prop firms, you're still trading a demo account. And then after a certain point in time, they will then decide if they are going to take your trades to the live market. So in theory, they should be taking your trades to a live market. In actuality, most of the time you just trade a demo account, because they know that the majority of traders, which I'll show you some statistics later, the majority of traders that even pass their live account don't make it to payout. So it's more profitable for them to not take your trades to live market, knowing that you're statistically likely to lose. And then if you do win, how do they pay you out? They pay you out with the money that they made from all the people that failed challenges. Whether it's, for example, $500 for a 100k account that you pay for, or $250, $300 for a 50k account that you pay for. I'll show you the statistics later. The majority of these people fail. Now, why are they not what they seem? Well, they will tell you you have access to 100k, for example. That is the worst zero I've ever seen. They'll tell you you have access to 100k. They'll then tell you you have a max daily drawdown of, let's say, 5% and a max overall drawdown of, let's say, 10%. So if you lose 10% of your account, which is 10k, if you lose that 10k, your account is gone. So now you tell me, do you have a 100k account, or do you have a 10k account? Now, if you have a 10k account now, look, or if you have 10k that you're able to risk essentially before your account is blown, then if you are now risking, let's say, 1% of your initial account balance of, let's say, 1k per trade, and you have 10k buffer to play with, you are essentially risking 10% of your account per trade. Now, everyone knows the first thing you know when you get into trading is risk management, risk management, risk management. So now you tell me if risking 10% per trade seems like a good idea or not. I'll leave that up to you. I'm not even gonna comment. I don't think any comment needs to be made. So that's kind of the first thing. They tell you you've got a 100k account. Really, no, you got a 10k account because you got 10k to play with. Now, that's not to say that it's impossible to make things work with a 10% max drawdown, not in the slightest. But it's not what you say it is. That's why, like I said, people have been sold a dream. Now, number one, these accounts are rigged. There's no two ways about it. You can go online and you can find out about when My Forex funds closed. These guys were behind FTMO in terms of being the biggest prop firm. I think maybe they did more revenue than FTMO, but they weren't like they were up there in 2022, 2023 times. They were up there as the top prop firm at the time, top retail prop firm at the time. And you can see here the Commodity Futures Trading Commission and the Ontario Securities Commission. So these are like the Canadian, US and Canadian versions of the FCA, or whatever you want to call it, charged them with defrauding over 135,000 traders. Now, this did get overruled later last year, but guys, go read the email transcripts, etc., and you decide for yourself. I remember one quote where they had one successful trader, and they were basically literally in internal emails discussing how they were going to get him to blow his account by making the trading conditions on his account very difficult. Now, you have to understand with these prop firm accounts, like I said, because they make money, they win when you lose. So it's in their best interests for you to lose and buy another account, or for you to lose and buy multiple more accounts, or for you to get one payout and then blow your account after that point. So that's something that is imperative for you to understand if you are trading these accounts, that you're going to have to understand that you're playing in a rigged market. The spreads are worse on prop firm accounts than they are on other broker accounts. Fact. The slippage is worse on prop firm accounts than it is on other accounts. Fact. They put all these different kind of restrictions on your trading. For example, some of them will have trailing drawdown, some of them will have weird daily drawdown rules where it's based on equity instead of balance, or they'll ban you from news trading, or whatever. You're essentially at their mercy when it comes to the rules. Obviously, different prop firms have different rules, but broadly speaking, they're all the same. It will be like between 8 and 10% for phase 1 that you have to make, and then 4 to 5% for phase 2. And then after that, after a certain amount of time, you will be eligible for a payout, which kind of brings me nicely onto the second point of time lag. So if you were to trade a personal account and you were to catch a 100 pip move, blah, 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 and you were to make, say, $1,000, you could withdraw that $1,000, and depending on which broker you use, it would be with you within 15 minutes to 2 to 3 days. With a prop firm account, you now have to pass phase 1. Let's say that takes you 1 to 2 weeks. Pass phase 2. Let's say it takes you another 1 to 2 weeks. That's 2 to 4 weeks already. You then have to wait for your minimum amount of time before you're eligible for a payout, which is usually 2 weeks or 1 month. So that's now 2 months that have gone by without you being paid. So as someone that does this on the side for their normal job, okay, I understand. Maybe it's more feasible, but as someone that does this full time, or that is looking to take trading very seriously and do it full time, that's not really something feasible for you to go 1 month, 2 months, however long it may be, without being paid. Or for example, if you blow your account, you now know, okay, I need to pass phase 1, pass phase 2, and then wait before you get a payout. It's not really feasible. The third thing is the whole thing is an absolute fugazi. So like I mentioned already about my Forex funds being shut down for whatever. There's a lot of dodgy prop firms out there. You'll notice a lot of these prop firms don't allow you access to MT4 or MT5. The reason why is because they don't hold the necessary licenses for the company. What's the company called? MetaQuotes MQL, which is the company that owns MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. They don't give licenses to a lot of these prop firms, which is why you saw a lot of these prop firms started to move towards different platforms, etc. And then you can notice the ones that do have access to MT4 and MT5 are probably more, how do I say it, more reliable, more likely to not be a scam, shall I say. Like I said, I don't want to shit on anyone's business, so I will leave that up to them. The next thing you have to understand is that 90% of these prop firms are white labeled. So what I mean by that, it will be a company. I've had people offer me before to start my own prop firm, to white label it for me. So they all deal with all the back end, and then your job is to, as in they'll deal with the servers, the client onboarding, etc. Your job is to kind of deal with the marketing side of things, etc., etc. And that's why you see a lot of these prop firms offer crazy discounts, etc., because there's obviously a large upfront cost to start the white label, and then they will take a percentage of revenue. So you now need to make sure that if you are starting this business, that you have enough to cover both of those fees, which is why a lot of the time, again, you will see these prop firms will offer these kind of crazy discounts, especially when they're first getting started, or again, if they have large numbers of people they need to pay out, obviously they've got to pay these people out of pocket because they don't take your trades to live market. So what do they need to do? They need to get more money coming in through the door. So what do? They start doing these 50% off, 60% off discounts, etc., to try and entice people to buy more accounts so that they can start paying these people out. And then again, that's when you also see they start to refuse people's payouts, etc. So I've had this happen to me before. I'm not speaking as someone that's never traded a prop firm account. I'm speaking as someone that's had close to $50,000 in rejected payouts from prop firms on accounts of broken rules, etc., etc. I'll try and find emails and whatever and overlay it over this. I doubt I'll be able to find it. It was from 2024, so like 2+ years ago. I've had instances, again, with my Forex funds where my trades were slipped over 50, 60 pips just so my account could get blown, which again, I don't understand. I've never ever had that in 4 and a bit years now of trading on any other broker. They said it was all because of your lot sizes and this and that, because the account was large and blah, blah, blah. But it's all just cap. It's literally designed to, like I said, take the account off you, make you buy more challenges, etc., etc. So I don't really want to talk too much about why prop firms are pushed so much. I know why they're pushed so much. It's the same reason why IML was so big back in the day. It's the same reason why signals groups were so big, because people that are doing the marketing are directly benefiting from it. So back in the day, it used to be rebates and CPA, and people that had signals groups, etc., would try and entice people in. Why? Because they were getting paid on the back end by the broker. And I don't disagree with that in the slightest. If the product you're promoting is good, if the intentions behind it are pure, if you are running a profitable signals group or mentorship or whatever it may be, and you want your clients to use a good broker, which I will talk about in a following video about how to set everything up, etc. Like, for example, IC Markets or Vantage or Axie or any of these, Pepperstone or Blueberry Markets or any of these good brokers. And I'll talk about, again, in a later video, what makes a broker good in comparison to others. You'd be getting paid on the back end, whether it's a rebate on how many lots your clients have traded, or whether it's a flat fee based on how many clients you bring to the broker. Like I said, I don't have a problem with that. I don't think, so long as it comes at no extra cost to your clients. But what a lot of people are doing now, and again, guys, go look at your favorite TikTok I don't want to call them influencers, but favorite TikTok traders and internet traders, and see how many of them are marketing and promoting a certain prop firm. Now you have to understand why they're doing that. And they're not just doing it out of the goodness of their heart or giving you discount codes. It's because they're being paid on the back end by brokers, whether that's through free accounts, whether that's direct compensation, whether that's, I don't want to say it, but fake payout certificates, etc., etc., because obviously then that legitimizes the prop firm. If they have a certificate that says that they've been paid out 10k or 20k or whatever it may be, that then legitimizes that prop firm so that they can then keep bringing more and more people to that prop firm. So I'm not going to say beware people that are promoting a certain prop firm, but potentially beware, always do your own due diligence. And it goes without saying that nothing I'm saying is financial advice. Obviously, always do your own research. This is all just my opinion that I have gathered over the past many years of trading and doing research, etc. Although I do believe prop firms do serve a purpose. Now, if you're someone with very limited access to capital, prop firms can be definitely a good option for you in terms of building your account up slowly, but you have to use the money that you make from the prop firm in the right way. I wouldn't necessarily use that money and just spend it. Obviously, you have to treat it like an income. You have to treat this like a business. So you'd be using that to reinvest into more prop firm accounts until the point comes where you're able to diversify into or make the complete switch over into trading personal capital or trading investor capital. How you can make them work is, I don't really think anyone should be risking 1% per trade on a prop firm account. Like I explained, I think it should be less than that, unless of course you're trying to trade them aggressively and you understand the risks behind your system. I think everyone before they trade it should look at, I tried to find some of the statistics, but I can't. Tried to find some of the statistics behind it. So for example, I remember back in the day, I believe it was My Forex Funds released like a statement that spoke about, okay, of the traders that they had that were profitable, how many of them reached payouts. There were like 8 traders, I believe, that had multiple payouts. Okay, all of those 8 traders never have risked more than 1% in a trade. All 8 of those traders never took more than 3% losses in a day. All 8 of those traders, there were certain criteria. So I would recommend you go out, you research, you find out what makes a good prop firm trade. And I'm not talking about what makes a good prop firm trader from some random dude on Twitter. I'm talking about looking at the actual statistics behind these things. Now, if we look at the prop firm passing statistics, this is just a quick search on Twitter. 100% of traders start, for example, 100,000. This is from Top Step. Now, I don't know who Top Step are, but they seem to have 82k followers on Twitter. So they're a decent sized prop firm. 12.5% of them pass the account. Now, another thing you have to understand is people celebrate passing their account, but in actuality, you haven't even made any money yet. Of that initial 100%, 100,000 traders, 3,500 received a payout. And of those, only 96 of them are still live trading. So the majority of people, even that receive one payout from the broker or from the prop firm, are still likely to blow their account and lose their account. So again, something for you to understand and bear in mind when you are trading these accounts. Now, I did manage to find this website called Prop Firm Match. Now, what this does is it ranks based on reviews all these different prop firms. Now, I'm not going to go out and say any of these are good or any of these are bad. I think FTMO has been around for the longest. They're kind of the OGs in the game, so do with that what you will. But like I said, I don't use any prop firm accounts. I haven't in the past 2+ years. Like I said, since I had those payouts denied, I just decided that, yeah, that's it. I'm never going to use prop firm accounts again. But you can see here, trading conditions, customer care, user friendliness, payout process, overall rank, number of reviews. You can read the reviews. So like I said, it's very important to always do your own due diligence and understand these things. That's kind of it from me. Like I said, there'll be another video coming out soon with regards to brokers, what makes a good broker, how to choose a broker, how to get set up, etc. And yeah, the free community is still open. Link will be in the description. Join. I look forward to seeing as many of you there as possible. Like, share, subscribe, send to a friend that got sold a dream about prop firms, because there's a lot of you that have.